Has this ever happened to you? You tune in to watch Saints Gaming compete at your favorite title, but you end up missing it. Scrolling through Twitter to find results is just such a chore, and it looks like there's no easy way to find out everything you've missed. Luckily, there's a solution. Hi, Millie Bays here, and I'd like to introduce you to St. Clair's Bird's Eye View, the #1 show to keep up with everything about Saints Gaming. Get weekly recaps, see great highlights, hear exclusive interviews with players and staff, and so much more. That's Bird's Eye View, available in podcast or video form at a website near you.
Hello everybody and welcome to St. Clair Saints Rocket League. My name is Jackson Deprived Brown, joined alongside John Billabang Zwadima. We have a banger matchup here for you guys today. NACE Conference Finals for St. Clair Saints Gold here, and it is going to be between them and Ryerson Rams. John, how you feeling about this matchup?
Feeling pretty good for St. Clair. Obviously, St. Clair is going to be very heavily favored in this matchup. It is first round of playoffs, and St. Clair is a very high seed compared to Ryerson, but
Fusion's in.
know.
Fusion's in. So I'd just like to
Should be
point this out here right now. St. Clair is using a substitute. There was a lot going on here before we actually hopped on the mic here, hence why we jumping right into game and whatnot. But yeah, so we were missing a couple Saints players until kind of last minute before check-in, and here we are. We were able to field a roster, and it is going to be Jay. It is going to be Fusion, and who is the third fielded right now? I cannot exactly tell. It's called, yep. So no Spoots here. Fusion in for Spoots tonight for St. Clair, or I guess not tonight.
Tonight, I was going to say this morning.
It's 11 a.m.
This morning.
We're a little off right now. But no, we got COD action too for NACE Conference Finals shortly after this, so very excited. This will be a best of 7 that you're actually watching here now, not the best of 5 that you do see on screen actually. And then, we do have the best of 5 for Call of Duty here afterwards. That one's going to be an absolute banger as well. So 2 Conference Finals matches headed our way here today. Ryerson and St. Clair still scoreless here in the first minute and a half.
Yeah, and I'm very excited for both these matches. Obviously, it is very early on in the playoffs, and we expect both COD and Rocket League to go very far in the NACE playoffs. So, I mean, for these ones, for the next couple matches anyway, for today and Thursday, Friday, they are going to be favored in a lot of these matchups.
Yep.
But, I mean, also, you never know. You see right now, 2 minutes into the game, no goals having been scored yet. I definitely feel like there's been some pressure put on early on here by Ryerson. So, things could definitely go topsy-turvy for St. Clair, especially because we saw all the crazy action that happened before the game even came on. We almost didn't have a game with us. So I'm just glad we are in game, and we're getting to see these boys in action. Yeah,
well, the 2 rosters we actually were watching here today is actually, personally, in my opinion, some of St. Clair's best rosters, right? You have your Call of Duty team, and then you have the Saints Gold roster. 2 rosters that are some of the top rosters competing at St. Clair right now, and it's hence why they're going to be favored for a few of their first rounds here going into playoffs. But so far, usually we see a little bit more pressure than this, but honestly, I feel like it's early in the morning.
Yeah.
A lot of these players are just still opening up their eyes and getting things going here. So maybe a little bit slower tempo for our first couple games, maybe? I don't know. What do you think here?
I think that it'll be a little bit rusty. You can see there's been a lot of miscoordination here by both teams. It's kind of been getting warmed up, getting used to each other. And you have little chances like that one, but you're not really getting anything very effective. You're not seeing too much team coordination, team play. So I think both teams just getting warmed up, getting ready for the day. And actually, they have the F1 card.
Yeah, I know. I was just about to point that out.
Very interesting choice. But again, like we said, St. Clair is going to be favored for the majority of these first series. So
it's still a surprise to see in game 1. You could go up a couple games in a series and then pull out an F1 card. Not as much of a surprise. Pulling out an F1 card in game 1 is a little interesting. But I like that Fusion's getting play time, and with that, he's also getting goal time. He gets on the board for St. Clair, 1-0 to start us off in this series. And it's about 1:40 remaining. Fusion just gets that nice little shot, open net, and he takes advantage of it. And that's why I'm so excited to actually see him get some playtime. I love when substitutes make it onto the main roster, especially in matches of this, what is the word? Severity.
Caliber?
Caliber, severity, yeah. I mean, there's so much on the line here right now. I know that Saints are still favored to win and whatnot, but conference finals are conference finals.
Yeah, you can't. You're in playoff situation, so having a sub in totally changes your dynamic. But Fusion here scoring the first goal, getting started off on the right foot is so important for him moving forward in the series and moving forward with the team, because you never know when Spoots might not be able to participate or someone else. So it's good that he's getting play time and building some chemistry just in case something goes wrong moving forward into playoffs.
Completely agreed with you on that one there, John. So about 1 minute remaining here on the clock, and Ryerson still have to find something here if they do actually want to send this one at least to an overtime and to not drop this game 1 as of yet. But St. Clair, they're playing pretty lockdown defense. I know it's only a 1-0 game, but St. Clair has had majority of the time on attack, and they really haven't had a lot of shots even allowed to get onto their net. So they haven't really had to make too crazy, really big saves or plays as of yet. So it's good to see here if you are from the side of St. Clair, and they're going to be putting this one back in the offense. A nice little center, but nobody going to be there to connect on it. Now Fusion on the back line going to stop this one out.
35 seconds left here. St. Clair has controlled the majority of this game. They have been getting a lot of shots off. And I feel like Ryerson has just been able to kind of clear it out of their zone. They haven't been able to get anything done, but Comp going to find the back of the net there with a nice little air dribble over the goalie, and is going to pick up the second goal of the game here for St. Clair, and is just about going to seal it all up here in game number 1 for the Saints.
That was just clean. Like, that just looks so nice. Just worked out, the no contact, just dribbled it the whole way through, and it works out for a nice little goal there from St. Clair. Once again, extending their lead 2-0, and honestly, that might be putting the nail in the coffin here for this one. There's only 20 seconds remaining. Ryerson, they got to find 2 goals in 20 seconds here, about 10 seconds every goal here, and the time is just ticking. Every second loss is a second you don't have a goal, and at this point in time, it's looking like St. Clair is going to take game 1.
Yeah, Comp just needed 5 minutes to wake up. Now he's ready to go. Game 2 is going to look a lot better for them, I think, than game 1 did. I think they just need to wait a second here. That's going to be 3 seconds left. Last shot not going to go in, so that's going to be it for game number 1. Ryerson going to go down. St. Clair going to claim the first game in this best-of-7 series.
Yeah, so very good stuff there from the Saints, despite, you know, being worried about not being able to field a roster moments ago, to now taking game 1 2-0. Good start. Like you said, you might need 5 minutes to wake up or so, but they still played that one fairly well. Like, despite, you know, only winning out 2-0 here, they didn't let any goals in, and that's the thing I'm really, like, yes, it takes a little bit to get offense going, but defense is the big thing. They didn't let any goals in, so I'm very happy and proud of them for that one, to just, you know, hop on and be able to play that lockdown defense they just played. So heading into game number 2 here now. This is a big one, in my personal opinion, for Ryerson. It really starts to struggle and make things more difficult on you when you go down 2-0 in a series.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, best-of-7 series, you have the flexibility to lose a game or 2 here or there, and it's not too big of a deal. You can easily come back in the series. But right now, all the pressure, especially in that first game, was on Ryerson. There was so much offense being put through there for St. Clair, and there wasn't really a good opportunity for them to even be pushed onto the defensive side of things. So I definitely think looking forward in game number 2, I want to see some more offense out of Ryerson, trying to get some more shots on net, and some team coordination too, because I feel like we see a lot of the stuff where they go for these aerial dribbles, but they don't really turn into anything, any good scoring chances that you want to find to try and get past St. Clair, because that's really what you're going to need. You're going to need quality scoring chances to actually take advantage of this team.
Like, maybe more of like a commit on some plays. Like, it's going to have to take you taking risks, in my personal opinion. If you're Ryerson here, being an underdog means, in my personal opinion, like, you have to take risks. Like, you have to play a riskier play style than your opponent to come through with the win here. And if that means Ryerson has to triple commit some plays, I say go for it, because I mean, it's one of the only ways you're going to be able to score in this strong defensive like St. Clair roster.
Yeah, and I definitely think Fusion brings a lot of good defense to the side. We
100%.
see normally Spoods more on the defensive side of things when these 3 play. We see Jay and Comp more on the offensive side, so he is kind of slotting into that role of the defender/goalkeeper. And I mean, obviously it is Rocket League are rotating through a lot more, but it is kind of a role that he has to mold himself to and fill in order to pick up this chemistry for St. Clair.
I just like how he plays it kind of safe and conservative here, and doesn't try to over-rotate, really. I know we're only about 6.5 minutes in, but he doesn't really, like, you know, like I was saying, like, over-rotate, plays it safe, and he plays a really conservative play style there, and that's going to be Comp opening us up for a second of the series, and the first in this game. That's going to be St. Clair now leading 1-0. Beautiful little dribble there. Fusion sends it to the corner. Comp gets a good bounce, tip, and in. That is going to be 1-0 for St. Clair Saints.
2 defenders on top of him, was still able to slide that one into the top shelf, and that is just the finesse of Comp. We've seen him all throughout the season. He is just so good at finding those little spaces between the goaltenders to be able to make goals happen. That's going to be Comp.
Just as you're talking about little spaces.
Man, he picked that corner perfectly, waited for the exact right second for this goalie to overcommit, and then found the corner there. Just unbelievable play from Comp, and exactly what we expect to see in this series moving forward.
It's like those trick shots when you see people like throwing discs into a Wii from like 10 feet away. That's exactly what that is. Just fit the needle in the thread there, and that is going, or thread in the needle, whatever it is. But it is going to be St. Clair up 2-0 here. 2 minutes into this one. Lots of time for Ryerson to still make something happen here. And Jay with this F1 card can just not be stopped, apparently. He's been doing really good defensively as well.
Yeah, he's looking for another opportunity here.
Oh, here we go. F1 card puts it in the back of the net. Jay going to extend the lead to 3-0.
Yeah, I think the goalie just ended up missing that one. And I mean, it is now 3-0. It is a very, very tough lead to come back from. I think 3 goals is kind of the upper limit of where he can come back. And I mean, 3 minutes is a lot of time. It's definitely an opportunity for Ryerson to do something here, but realistically, it's been all St. Clair all throughout this game. They've had so much offense, and they haven't really had any good quality scoring chances on the other side. So I think right now, looking forward to St. Clair, definitely new favorite here in game number 2, and Ryerson have to try and find a way to score a goal here and turn the momentum back in their favor.
Honestly, these shots from St. Clair aren't even anything kind of crazy, I feel like, as of yet. Like, we've seen a lot crazier shots here over this past, season or whatnot. And they're just kind of just firing away at the net. And that's one thing that we've learned that you kind of got to do here in Rock League, and especially Collegiate Rock League, is just fire away shots, man. Like, you're not going to hit anything unless you take your shot. So you sometimes find those little slips. Like you saw in that last play, the goalie just straight up nearly just missed that ball and might have costed that goal for the Saints. But yeah, 2 minutes remaining on the clock here now, and I agree with you. That 3-goal marker is where it starts to get very uncomfortable for Ryerson and very comfortable for St. Clair, where St. Clair can now not like change how they play a whole lot, but just play with more comfort, play with less stress, and taking a 2-0 series lead here will be massive for St. Clair in this best of 7.
Yeah, for sure. And we were talking about before how they are favored, but I mean, it's always great to get comfortable in the first couple games of the series and take it early, because the less opportunities you give to your... Ooh, Krusty going to find the back of the net. A really nice shot off the backboard there, and that cuts the lead down to 3-1. So the first goal of the series for Ryerson, and a big one from Krusty. They get some momentum back in this game.
Yeah, so very nice stuff there. Bar down, just kind of pinches it off the ground to just bump that one in. And Ryerson going to find their first one of the series, like you were saying, and took them a little bit, but they are on the board nonetheless. Now, that should help out for some momentum and just mindset-wise going into game number 3, 4, etc., on how this one could get played out, because I mean, it's all about the mindset, right? You find one, and it really helps your confidence for the rest of the series to go and find some more. You say, oh, hey, we know how to do it now. We know we can do it, blah, blah, blah. And that was what we will see come through. But Jay and Comp on the offense trying to find something. Fusion might be going in for a triple commit, and he comes through flying. That will be Jay rotating back onto the defensive side of things.
Yeah, and they have to be careful here. They're not going to overcommit to a lot of these plays, because they are kind of pushing the limit here. We see a double commit early on, and with about a minute left here. I mean, St. Clair can really take advantage of this offensive pressure they're putting on, but they do have to be careful, because now the lead is only 3-1. If Ryerson manages to find a goal here, this is going to get dangerous for St. Clair.
Yeah, if anybody's double committing or triple committing even, it should be Ryerson, right? I mean, they're the team right now that's in the position where they might have to double commit, triple commit in order to make something happen, rather than St. Clair. So when I think St. Clair is slowly realizing this here now, you do see them slow it down, play back here a little bit. Fusion, nice little try, but not able to get that flick of the back of his car around fast enough, and it's going to result now in just not a whole lot happening. But Ryerson, time's of the essence. They have to find 2 goals in 20 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to do it here. There is an opportunity, though. Shot going to come through, and Julian going to find the back of the net. And just a 1-goal game now, 17 seconds remaining. Definitely a chance for Ryerson to try and claim this back and get it into overtime.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a start there for the side of Ryerson to get things turned around. Time, definitely still a big thing here that's going to be on of the essence, right? And St. Clair now looking to play of that. Willie, though, looking to take this one right into St. Clair's zone. That's a good center early, but going to be quickly sent over into the corner, and now cleared into Ryerson's zone by Jay. Due to the pressure put on from the Saints. I think the Saints are going to try to put the pressure on in the offensive zone here right now, just not even allow Ryerson to take this one even kind of near their territory. This one, they just want to hit the ground. Krusty, though, trying to keep it up. Does he do it? He will go up. He brings it in the air. But I think that's going to be Comp sending it to the ground, unless we get a bump here. And oh my gosh, this one's bouncing all around, but it is towards this net, and that should be game. Just like that, game 2 going to go in favor of St. Clair. 2-0 series lead here, and it's all up to the side of Ryerson now to turn things around. This is when it starts to get a little bit more tough for them, because they got to find a few in a row.
You did see, though, the last 2 goals there scored by Ryerson without an answer back from St. Clair. And, yeah, they did end up getting that early 3-0 lead, so I think that led into the victory. But definitely Ryerson in the second half of that game looked a lot better than St. Clair did. St. Clair had a couple chances, but nothing too meaningful. And 2 goals for Ryerson. I think looking into Game 3, definitely a hope for them, a chance to try and claim a game in this series and take one off from St. Clair, because right now, for me, they looked a lot better in the second half of the game, and going forward into Game 3, I think they definitely have a better chance in this game specifically to try and take one from St. Clair.
Yes, completely agreed here. They got some momentum now in their swing, and like you were saying, 2 goals unanswered for them to capitalize off that last game. But this is a new clean slate here, and both teams are going to have to work to find the back of the net if they do want to take game number 3 But St. Clair, so far so good. Jay gonna find his second of the series here now. Just 11 seconds into game number 3. And that's going to make things a lot tougher for Ryerson. Just as we were talking about, they have this momentum going for them. They are in good positioning here to maybe come through and find their first one of the series. It's going to be Jay saying not today and shuts it down bright and early. Sends it into that Ryerson net. Now Ryerson have to find one goal just to even out the slate now.
Yeah, it was good aggressive play there by Comp. A nice play off the backboard, and Jay was coming in through the middle and set him up for the shot. And I mean, it was just better team play here so far. And we've seen throughout these last 3 games, it has been ramping up there. We have seen a lot more team coordination in these last 2 games between the guys from St. Clair, between Jay and Comp specifically on that offensive end. And I definitely think looking forward in this series, there's going to be a lot more team coordinated play. And I think St. Clair, now that they're warmed up, are going to be doing a pretty good job of taking out Ryerson here. And I mean, for me, I definitely think Ryerson can come back in this series, but it is going to be tougher and tougher as the series goes on.
Yes, I completely agree with you on that one, especially if the Game 3 is taken. If the Game 3 is taken by St. Clair, I think that's game-changing, or series-changing, I guess, because Ryerson would have to reverse sweep a best of 7. Like, we've seen reverse sweeps from best of 5s for Rocket League. I haven't personally casted a reverse sweep best of 7 here yet. And if Ryerson could pull that off, like, that'd be crazy, and if St. Clair takes Game 3. But I think that this is really big for Ryerson to get this game right here, right now, because the probability of being able to win 4 in a row against a strong roster like St. Clair is not great.
No, definitely going to be a very, very tough task, but can be doable. And I mean, right now, I think a lot of offense pressure here for St. Clair is not boding well for them. They haven't really gotten any good quality scoring chances yet. And they're kind of falling back on what they did in game number 1, where they were just kind of throwing the ball at the net, not really finding anything. We saw they only scored they didn't score any goals in that game 1, and they didn't score any goals in game 2 until very, very late. So I think they need to just take a second, breathe, and say, okay, we need to. Oh, that's going to be a goal, though. Julian.
Where was St. Clair?
Going to pick up a goal there. No one for St. Clair going to be in net there. They both got caught off in the corner. Yeah, Comp just didn't realize that Fusion was going for that ball, and I mean, you got to chalk that up to.
I think Fusion was trying to like send it like way out, way out, but it did not go way out. He just tipped it up, and it was like just got right centered in front of their net, and Fusion set up that play there for the side of Ryerson. But no worries in my eyes here right now, though. I think, and it is going to be St. Clair and Ryerson tied up here about halfway through this game. This is anybody's.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely still a very close game, but there was a little bit of miscommunication there. I think Comp wanted to clear it out to the side, but Fusion had already had it on top of his card, trying to dribble it out, and it just meant that a free goal for Ryerson, essentially. So it does give them a chance in this game, and it is still tied. So both teams have a really good chance, and I mean, again, like you said, for Ryerson, you have to win this game, because if you go to game number 4 down 3-0, I just don't see a possibility of them actually coming back in this series.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the possibility is there. It's just like really tough, very minimal, and we'll see, though. It's a 1-1 game. Like, this is the best, though, he's kind of seen. I don't want to say the best, but this is some better Ryersons that we're seeing playing here right now than we did see in game number 1. The lot of pressure still on the side of Ryerson's net, but St. Clair haven't been able to find as good quality shots here lately in this end of game 2 and beginning of game number 3 here, as things are getting a little bit interesting.
Yeah, I think for me, I want to see Ryerson make some of their own quality scoring chances. I feel like the goals they have gotten, most of them have been just St. Clair's mistakes that they've made, and they're able to capitalize on it, which is good. But I think St. Clair is a very quality team, and to be able to actually carve themselves out a victory here in this series, they're going to need to find. Oh, Comp! No, nice save by Ryerson.
Great saves, yeah. I mean, he had back-to-back ones on that play there, and it's going to result in keeping this a 1-1 game. Minute and a half remains on our scoreline here. Ryerson looking to maybe send this one on the offense, but no, Comp going to send it towards the net. Now that is going to be forcing a defensive play from Krusty for the side of Ryerson, but Fusion sending it back into that Ryerson zone and trying to keep this play alive. But no, that is going to be right back over to St. Clair. This ball is just getting sent from zone to zone at this point in time.
Yeah, still opportunities for both teams. Just over a minute left here, and I mean, so far, definitely St. Clair putting on so much offensive pressure in this game. They haven't really allowed Ryerson to have good chances in their own end. They haven't really been able to create anything for themselves either. So I definitely feel like it's going to take a lot here from Ryerson to try and find the back of the net, but it's definitely possible, and it's still a tie game. So right now, overtime does definitely seem like it's going to be coming.
Yeah, I mean, 50 seconds remaining. This could be anybody's game. In my personal opinion, next goal cleans this one up. Despite overtime, whatever it is, next goal probably going to clean this one up. And I think like it's just like so interesting of a situation here right now, from all these like a little bit more high-scoring scorelines that we saw before now to a pretty stalemate 1-1 game. Both teams focusing a little bit more on defense here in this one, and it's actually a great opportunity for Ryerson, but just not going to go. And now they're going to focus a lot of pressure back onto the Saints net. This could get concerning for the St. Clair Saints.
20 seconds remaining. Ball is still in St. Clair's end. They will clear it out here, but Comp has no boost to actually force this forward, so won't be able to take advantage of it. 50-50 going to be won by Ryerson here, and a chance on a 1v1. Going to go for the top of the net, but just off. A shot going to come through as well. Nice save there, Fusion. Wow. Saving St. Clair in this game number 3. And with 2 seconds remaining, it looks like we will be going to overtime.
Yeah, the substitute coming through with some big boy plays, and Comp maybe with a good flick. It's good try, but not going to go. Sent to the corner. Still alive, though. Fusion sending this one up over towards this Ryerson net, but Julian going to shut that one down. We're going off to overtime as that ball touches the ground. 1-1. Next goal going to clean this one up, and for Ryerson, if you can find your next goal here and you can win this game, it's massive for them.
Yeah, it opens up the series really for both teams. And I mean, St. Clair in this game definitely having their struggles. Yes, there was the 1 goal scored, a little bit of miscommunication there, but there hasn't really been any good offense that we've seen so far. There was just that 10-second goal in, and after that, it just seems like they haven't really been able to get anything going consistently throughout this entire game so far. So I'm definitely looking for them to try and find something here in overtime. A little bit better. Ooh, that's been Fusion with a nice flick to Comp. Comp with a chance, but no, it's going to be turned away.
Great try, but now Ryerson's on the offense with only Jay in net, but he will be able to send that one out. Comp going to send that over to Jay on the offense here now, and that is going to be right beside the net. Hits the post, but maybe another opportunity to Fusion on the demo, not able to get that ball in though.
Yeah, another chance here for Fusion. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to take advantage of it. We'll get a couple demos through though, and does mess up the Ryerson rotation, but the ball will end up in their hands anyway. Going to be cleared all the way out to Comp, with a chance for him to put it back towards the side of Ryerson. And just over a minute gone here in overtime number 1. Oh, that's going to be a goal. What a beautiful play there. Julian with the goal, but that was all. I forget who that player was. Yeah, it was
Fusion underneath the ball.
No, Willie, yeah, I was going to say Willie went on top of it and stopped him from getting that double tap onto that jump. So Julian scored the goal, but all credit to Willie there. That was all set up by him. I did not
see Willie make that play. That's huge. Great goalie bump from the Ryerson Rams. And something I wasn't anticipating to say when St. Clair opened up with the early goal in this game is St. Clair is actually going to drop this map here now, and it's going to be a 2-1 series. And game number 4 getting underway here now. This is kind of a lot more close of a series scoreline now than it was before moments ago. Like if St. Clair wins this one, I still have them like, you know, being able to clean things up with fairly ease. But Ryerson takes game 2 right here, right now. This is anybody's series.
Yeah, that's got to give you so much momentum if you're Ryerson, right? You finally claim a game for yourself here. Looking forward, you're not down that 3-0 hole that they could have possibly been down and looking down the barrel of a reverse sweep. Now it's 2-1. It's definitely anybody's series. And I mean, that was just a really good team coordinating play, and that's what I wanted to see out of Ryerson, right? Is finding those quality scoring chances that you provide for yourself. It's not a St. Clair mistake, it's you making a good play, and Willie made a good play there in order to give them that goal in overtime.
Completely agreeing with you on that one there, John. So now in game 4, it is going to be scoreless here in the first 30 seconds, but it's going to be St. Clair putting this one on the offense, but going to be quickly shut down from Ryerson over here in their zone. Jay still on this F1 card, a little bit surprising there, but maybe he's just playing comfortable with it today. Maybe it's his vibe, but we'll find out. I don't know. Krusty and Willie actually get into a little bit of a tangle there, allowing Fusion to center this ball up here, but no, it is going to be denied from Krusty.
Yeah, a couple chances here early on. Jay going to put towards the net, but Will going to stop that one. I feel like Willie definitely wasn't doing too much early on in this series. We did see him basically provide the goal there for Ryerson in overtime, but I definitely feel like he's had his struggles, especially on the offensive end so far in this series. So I want to see him step up here for Ryerson, give himself some more opportunities to elevate himself and get Ryerson in a better position here in this series.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one, right? I mean, he really did shut things down for this St. Clair last game, and he did take that map win for Ryerson. However, there's a lot more you could be doing right now to, you know, at least make this less close and just put Ryerson a little bit more comfortably here, because Ryerson still hasn't really had a lead, kind of as of yet today. Even when they did win their game, it was a tie game, they score a goal and they end it, right? They're not playing off of any leads here. So I think that if they can start to maybe get a lead early on or something like that, like it's really going to benefit Ryerson here because they're not used to playing up from these leads.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the defensive end for them has been a little bit of a struggle. We did see them improve that in game number 3, but I do feel like early on in these games we see St. Clair with a couple of early goals so far in this series. They definitely have to clean up their early game and be able to defend it properly. But I mean, for them right now, it is still a 0-0 game, and they've been able to play pretty good defense here in game number 4. And this is going to be an offensive chance, and they will get it. Krusty going to find the back of the net there for Ryerson. Going to pick up their first goal and first lead of the series for Ryerson. That
was just a good flick there. Just bounced back up in front of the net. Comp was trying there to come and help Fusion, but doesn't make it in time. Fusion was stuck there, a little boost, and it's going to result in Ryerson being able to find a goal here now. And for St. Clair, I think they're playing a lot differently than they did when they played their first 2 games. Like, I find that St. Clair's offense right now is a lot slowed down, I feel like, personally. They're not applying as much pressure as we saw here in these early games, playing this one a little bit more conservative-like, but I think that St. Clair automatically just works better on the attack here. And just as shown, Fusion going to pick up another one in this series, going to tie things up 1-1 halfway through this game, and up to a clean slate here once again. Ryerson, very little time to play off the lead. I know I was talking about how they haven't been able to yet all game. They had about 15 seconds of it until Fusion answers back.
Yeah, and a little bit of a mistake there by Krusty. The ball was going into his corner where 2 of his teammates were, but he put it towards the middle instead, and that meant that St. Clair was able to take an opportunity there. Fusion able to put it in the back of the net. And I was going to say, I think Fusion and Comp actually are getting a little bit of miscommunication on the defensive end. We saw in that goal scored there by Ryerson, Comp actually ran into Fusion when Fusion was going up to get that ball. So that is kind of the thing about playing with subs, right? Is you're not used to their play style and exactly how they play. So that is something that you're going to have to work on and get used to. And I mean, for me, I definitely think it's interesting to see Comp back so far on these defensive stands. Usually he plays more of that midfield role, but he's kind of playing a little bit more defensive. And I think that might have been because they did lose that game. And I think for St. Clair, you need to get him back on the offense, get him and Jay working together to find these chances, because throughout the season, that's really been the difference maker for St. Clair, is Jay and Comp with some really good quality offensive chances that have made the difference in these games.
Oh yeah, but there's a shot from Jay, top shelf. That's going to be 2-1 for St. Clair here now. That's a big play there. Going to put them in the lead here once again. And it is just going to be an open net there. Fusion was distracting that goalie. That's going to be Krusty, completely caught off guard. Ryerson and St. Clair College battling it out here in game number 4, but this is still a big one for Ryerson. They do not want to go down 3-1 at match point here. It's still a very, very tough task. Yes, they did get that last game, but another one here would cap it off perfectly for them. They have to find a goal here in the next minute and a half.
Yeah, Fusion setting up another goal there. We'll get the assist on that one, and so much contributions today to this team. I think Fusion has been looking so good in this substitute role, has played so well so far in this series, and I mean, looking forward, definitely a chance to maybe even think about, I mean, obviously right now we are in playoffs, so I feel like the main roster is going to be the main roster for a while. Ooh, an opportunity here for Comp. Not going to be able to get it, though, off the crossbar. Fusion with a chance as well. Going to go towards the middle of the net, but no, going to be turned away. So a couple of good chances there by St. Clair, but Ryerson able to defend against whatever St. Clair is throwing at them right now.
I really like Fusion offense right now. I think it's working out perfectly. I think that Fusion defense has some team communication things to work on here as of now, because it has really been a little bit skeptical sometimes on the defensive end. It looks like, you know, you can see where the chemistry has been lost there with having a substitute in. But the offensive plays have been perfect, and there's another one for Jay. That is going to be another assist for Fusion as well. So he's doing a good amount of playmaking. Look at that. That's a great center there, and it's set up right for Jay. Bumps it. The goalie couldn't make it in time. That's going to be Krusty beat once again in the goaltender net. And now Ryerson down 3-1. This is going to make things a lot more difficult for them.
Yeah, Krusty's been struggling on the defensive end. He's done pretty well in the offensive end for Ryerson, but unfortunately right now I think Willie just the best defender that Ryerson has had. And if he's not back in that net, there just doesn't really seem to be a whole lot of good coming from those shots. So looks like Julian trying to clear this ball out, but will be handled there by Jay. Jay with another opportunity to put it up towards the middle, but will be cleared back out. And 30 seconds remaining here in this game number 4. I definitely think Ryerson going to have to score sometime soon. Give themselves a chance to
They
take
need one
this
right now, like right here,
Yeah,
right now.
for sure.
Because otherwise you just don't have enough time to set up another goal after that and get things going. Now as we tick under this 10-second marker, I'm going to say this one's probably called here. I'm going to call this one. That's a nail in the coffin. There's no way that Ryerson is going to come back and find 2 goals here. Now Willie going to get a demo there on a Fusion to capitalize things off here, but this ball going to touch the ground, and that will be game right here, right now. It's going to be game number 5 that we're getting ready to go into. St. Clair going to lead the series 3-1 and now on series points. So it's all up to Ryerson. They have to win 3 in a row to close things out here.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a tough task. St. Clair has looked like the better team in this series. And like I said before, that one goal was kind of just from a mistake from St. Clair. It was Comp running into Fusion. So, again, like I said, if you're Ryerson, you need to make your own quality scoring chances in order to get yourself a lead in this series and to try and pull it back in a reverse sweep, or else it's just going to be over for St. Clair.
Yeah, completely agreed here with you on that one. And here we are. Let's get things started ways. Game number 5? Yeah, game number 5 here now. So St. Clair been playing a little bit slower and a little bit more interesting. I feel like if they look a lot different right now. I don't know if that's just me, but like St. Clair doesn't look like how they like kind of like usually play here right now. I think Fusion's making a big impact on how this roster is currently going about things.
Yeah, I mean, I think without Spoods, it definitely changes how you play the game, what your rotations look like, what position people are playing, and their play styles here. And there's a chance there, but nice save there by Jay to turn that away. And like I was saying, you need to have someone kind of slot into that defensive role. And we've seen so far Fusion actually doing a lot better on the offense. So interestingly enough, we've seen kind of an evolution over the last game of Comp playing more of that defensive role and Fusion and Jay combining for a couple of chances, and it's turned into some good goals. So I definitely think moving forward, it could be an opportunity for St. Clair to explore. Yeah,
I think Comp, one thing that makes him such a special player is that he's not like an accelerated offensive player. He's not an accelerated defensive player. He's really good at both sides of the field. So he's able to drop back on that defensive side and play that off. But Jay going to open us up in Game 5. Just a minute into this one with a nice little play off of Willie. Jay's going to come down, bounce that off the wall, bounces it off the backboard, and puts it in. That backboard, a.k.a. the fourth player here for the Saints, going to be utilized well.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot off the backboard. And, I mean, that's the advantage of having the F1 car, right, is that you get that so much power from hitting that one off the top of your car, from the top front of your car. You just... you're able to force that one, and normally in a spot that maybe on Octane wouldn't have been able to take advantage of. So for Jay, he's going to find another one as well. Jay picking up his second goal of this game, just over a minute in, and he's looking hot here in game number 5.
Yeah, that one was a beautiful goal there from Jay to actually bounce that off the top of the car and puts it in. 2-0 lead for St. Clair. Things are probably getting stressful over there for the Ryerson Rams here right now, John. I would be personally stressed now. You're down 3-1 in the series. It's a must-win game, but you're trailing 2-0 just a minute and 15 seconds in. How do you turn things around here?
You got to get some quality scoring chances, and you got to stop this tirade from Jay right now. Jay's looking pretty good. He's already got 2 goals here early on. So you can put a good defensive front up against him, and you can shut him down. That's definitely going to be a chance to try and come back in this one. But like I said, there just hasn't really been a lot of pressure in St. Clair's zone throughout this game, at least in the first minute and a half of it. And Jay gonna get a hat trick here. Jay, 1, 2, 3, just over a minute and a half into this game. And Jay just wants to close out the series and go home now.
He's getting like a goal every 30 seconds here at this point. And honestly, like, I'm not gonna like rain on his parade or anything here, but these goals haven't even been like anything crazy. But he's just been firing on the net, and that's what you gotta do, man. You're not gonna hit any of your shots that you don't take. So St. Clair gonna be leading 3-0 here now. Bit over 3 minutes remaining here on the clock, and St. Clair, honestly, like you said, 3-goal marker is when things start to really get comfortable and uncomfortable for the opposing team. But St. Clair shouldn't have any kind of problems closing this one up here.
Yeah, I definitely think there was kind of a mental boom here by Ryerson, obviously. I think that first goal by Jay was very, very good quality. Yeah. The last two haven't necessarily been that amazing. I think he has just found good opportunities to put that ball in the back of the net. And I think Ryerson just kind of struggling now on the defensive end. You are down 2 series points, so it is very, very tough to make these defenses happen because you're so concerned about not making mistakes. You end up with that miscoordination and miscommunication with your team.
Yes, completely agreed with you on that one in that regard here, John. So now it's going to be 3-0 still halfway through this game, though. So another minute's been burned up the clock, and any minute burned up the clock right now severely benefits St. Clair. Now, if you're Ryerson here, you got to score about a goal every 45 seconds. Not an easy task by any means necessary. And, I mean, you just got to stay consistent here at this point in time. You cannot let any more than, like, 30 seconds in your zone. You have to keep St. Clair out of your zone. You have to be applying pressure and firing away shots.
You need to start getting some shots on that because we've seen right now, Ryerson only has 1 or 2 shots for this entire game so far. And with St. Clair at 3 goals, you need to be getting more shots on net to even give yourself a chance to try and come back in this game, because if you lose this game, you lose the series, you're out of playoffs. So this is a do or die for Ryerson. This is where you need to make your stand and try and come back in this series, and right now it just doesn't look like they have the guns for it.
Yeah, now mind you, Ryerson still, they're made it to conference finals. That's an accomplishment as its whole, right? And this game isn't over yet. There's still lots of time left, but if they drop out here and St. Clair actually does clean up this series, then I think you still got to give yourself a pat on the back. You still got to give yourself props. You made it yourself to a conference finals game, and that's good to hear anyways in that regard. But St. Clair leading 3-0 here now. Another minute's been burned off this clock, and if you're Ryerson, you got to find a goal every like 25 seconds.
You got to find a goal sometime soon here. Comp going to turn it away for the second, going to put it back into the defensive zone here. Will be cleared up by Krusty. But again, just no opportunities for Ryerson to even try and get themselves back in this game because there's so much offensive push here from St. Clair. They're trying to keep it as much as they can in the offensive zone and not even give Ryerson a chance for a shot on net.
Yeah, I mean, it's all St. Clair here right now in this game, right? I mean, despite having a 3-0 lead, they're still keeping this offensive pressure on. And it makes, honestly, offense is like St. Clair's defense, I think.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
St. Clair is a very interesting team because their defense